How does this all play into it? What is truly the Trump administration role when it comes to foreign policy?
I'm not sure there's a Trump doctrine. Maybe after the 2 4-year terms, we look back and we can say it. But I think a lot of it is about American exceptionalism. I think a lot of it is victories for America that are weighed in financial terms. I think there are a lot of them are security terms. Greenland in particular, it's not just natural resources, but you think about the Arctic, that's the next great place for natural resources. The Chinese are already trying to even though they're not anywhere near the Arctic, are putting submarines under the ice cap there. There's a lot of stuff for American strategic interests that are there. I don't see the president invading Greenland. They have not done anything to the United States or the world as Venezuela has. I mean, there's plenty there. But when you're talking about what the president's doing, people start saying, how constitutional is what he is doing? Now, the president said that he could take out Maduro because he was not the fairly elected president. But the president hasn't reached out to the fairly elected president to be there. He's now using the number 2 of Maduro that's there. I would have preferred to have the president to have taken a win. That we got rid of Maduro. We sent a message all around the world. But then when you start saying that we're going to stop pumping oil and we're going to control this, I think that's where the constitutional issues are here. But the president doesn't really see constitutionalism as slowing him down if it helps America and his vision of America. And he's doing things no other president has ever done or even tried to do, and probably wish they could have done like he has done.
Just one last point. Again, especially in Greenland, but also in Venezuela, Trump should stop talking about why this is good for him and why it's good for America, and start talking about why it's good for them. As we were talking about Greenland before, the Greenlanders ultimately are going to be able to decide what happens to their island. You have to convince those 56, 57,000 people that they should ultimately be with you and not with somebody else. And in Venezuela, that's less true, but also true that if the United States gets buy-in from the population there, the United States is going to be able to achieve a lot more of what it wants to achieve, including but not limited to the oil.
Using some of the soft power to get these gains, diplomatic gains. When we're talking about still the region, especially when it comes to Greenland, how are Russia and China watching all of these developments unfold?
They're not happy. I think, these are great powers. Russia, even though it's the diminished power, still thinks itself as a great power. The Chinese would like to eclipse America for the second half of the century as the unipolar great global power. And they know that the North is a very important place for the future, whether it's shipping, whether it's resources, and to show that America is expansionistic from their view, imperialistic from their point of views, bothers them a lot. And they may actually see some hypocrisy because we're saying that the Russians went into Ukraine, that they, of territories they thought of, and the Chinese who've built those islands, those shoals that are out there, they're expanding, they want Taiwan. So America is starting to act a little like what we complain about, but we think we're the good guys. We'll see. This is going to be a very interesting 2026, and the president is not done yet.
Oh, it's only getting started, actually. 6 days in, and quite a lot of news for us to discuss, and we will continue to discuss it all. Eric Mandel and Owen Alterman, thank you so much for being with us on The Rundown this evening.